Welcome to the video today, Portal members. Excitingly, I've actually got somebody with us who creates natural dog grooming products. And her name's Jane, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about natural dog grooming, because it's actually something that in the natural dog world we tend to overlook a little bit. I mean, some of us might be aware, but in general we think about food and we think about vaccines and that kind of thing, but to actually think about grooming I think is really important as well. So I'm just going to switch to gallery view. You should be able to see us both now. Hello Jane, hi.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good, yeah. So thank you for coming. And
oh no, it's great. Have the chat.
There's a little bit of a delay, so I will apologise for that. But what I'll do is I'll leave Jane to tell us all a little bit more about the products and why she does what she does. And also, Jane, I know you've got a fabulous campaign that hopefully people can get behind as well at the moment.
Yeah, so we have a brand of pet shampoos called Wild Wash. We've been going about 10 years now, and basically I had a pet shop in Notting Hill, which I've still got, and we've had for about 15 years. And when I was pregnant with my daughter and I was helping out in our groomers, I started to wonder what was in the shampoos that we were using. And I kind of looked on the bottles and there wasn't any ingredients. And then I sort of phoned the manufacturers and basically found out that pet shampoos fall under the same umbrella as household products. So if you think of like bleach and floor cleaner and things like that. So even though there are lots of regulations for hazardous chemicals that are in those products, there's none that kind of limit the amount of hazardous chemicals that go in them. So they're very good at saying they've got to have caution signs on and stuff like that if there are hazardous chemicals in them, but there's nothing that tells you what's in them. And really that regulation isn't designed for products that are going to go on a pet skin and of course on our skin, because we have to wash our dogs, and actually professional groomers probably spend 6 days a week covered in the shampoo. So the regulations aren't suitable. So we've done lots of petitions and things like that to get the regulations changed, but no joy as yet. But on the plus side, we said, okay, well, we will go and make our own shampoo then, something that's safe to use, something that has all the ingredients on, something that gives the consumer all the information they need to know. It will be stability tested. It won't be tested on animals, and it hopefully will do a really good job on the animal and its skin and coat. So we kind of did our research and found the ingredients that we really like. So we do lots of ranges now because we've been going 10 years, but we started with what I call our Wild Wash Pro range. And, you know, I love Neem. Neem's amazing. It's so good. It's antifungal and it's a natural flea repellent and it's so good for the skin. And we loved aloe and sea kelp and all these wonderful ingredients. So we went with our kind of wish list. I was very, very lucky to find a little boutique apothecary in Somerset that makes very high-end human products that agreed to take us on. And then we went with our wish list and come up with quite a small range to start off with. And really, we only kind of planned to use them in our own groomers, and then word spread. And then, you know, it's just how things happen these days. Even though we didn't advertise them, people were doing testimonials and showing all these before and afters of skin conditions that their dog had that had vanished once they'd used Wild Wash, and it kind of grew and grew and grew. And before we knew it, we had lots of groomers that wanted to use our shampoo, so we had to make them in the 5 litres, and we kind of grew from there, really. It was just a really natural process.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, hearing about the entrepreneurial journey is actually really exciting for a lot of people. Maybe we have to talk to you another day about something like that, because I think, like you mentioned, luck being involved, but I think a lot of it is if you're really intent on something and you're very much focused, and this is, you know, what you believe in your heart, then, you know, you almost create meeting these people to make stuff happen for you.
Yeah, well, it's strange actually, because when we look back now, we were just so passionate, and we didn't set out to create something that would make any money, or it wasn't a business plan. It was just a really passionate thing to make a product that we knew we needed, because there wasn't anything like it, especially not in the UK market. And when we speak to the apothecary, it's really funny because they have got some wonderful, wonderful brands that they look after. But he says that nearly everybody, businesses start from two perspectives. You either get this big marketing machine that come up with an idea to market something, or you get somebody like us, I guess, that sort of comes from nowhere with saying, God, I couldn't find this, so I just want to make it. And so many of the brands that our apothecary work with start from our perspective, and he says they've become super successful because there is a need in the market, and there's a lot of passion and honest, there's a lot of heart that goes into our products. We really care about it. If I made something that didn't work, it would really upset me personally, and we wouldn't do that. So we do put sort of a lot of love and care into our brand.
Okay, so just run through, what are some of the things that people need to sort of be looking for and avoiding? I mean, in my Imperfectly Natural Canine book, I wrote sort of a bit of a mini list, really, things like parabens and sodium lauryl sulfate, but I'm sure you have more sort of things that people might want to kind of look out for, or I guess what you might be saying is that even if we did look on the back of these shampoos, we wouldn't see those things written. So, is it worth people sort of looking at what they're buying their dog?
So this is the big debate, and this is why we've done petitions, because actually you don't get the information you need. And I think, everybody should, some people may not want to go the natural route, but those people still need to know what's in the product that they're using. So my argument is, natural or not natural, we should have the information. Mm-hmm. Now, our big thing with our shampoos is that there's no petrochemicals. So just to put it into simple terms, so when I first went to the apothecary, I said, oh, I love this scent, and I took something, and it was vanilla and fig, and he said to me, Jane, do you know how much real vanilla and real fig? And I didn't have any idea at all, and I went, what do you mean? He said, that's synthetic, that's not real. And I was like, how do you know? And he said, you will know too. And it's funny now, when I smell things, I'll tell you whether it's a synthetic smell or whether it's a real smell. So so we don't have any petrochemicals. Petrochemicals come from synthetic fragrances. So our shampoos, all the smells come from 100% pure essential oils. And they're in a really good efficacy as well, so that they work. They've got some lovely qualities. So our big thing is that because we use real fragrance, we don't use synthetic fragrance, we don't have any petrochemicals, and it's quite a biggie for pets actually, because some of the biggest skin irritants come from the synthetic fragrance. So not even the ingredients, but actually this synthetic fragrance that goes in them, parfum, people call it. So if it was on an inky list, it'd be called parfum, and basically that's synthetic, and it's got petrochemicals in, and it can cause so many allergic reactions. And actually, we come across, probably because we're natural and people come to us for that reason, but every day I probably get 4 or 5 emails from people with pets with skin conditions, and I think so many more pets are getting skin conditions these days, so I think it's one of the really biggies to avoid.
Yes, definitely. I mean, skin conditions are highly emotionally charged as well. I mean, a lot of the work I do input love, gratitude into your dog's life in a different way, and less stress, and it influences them as well. And of course, food, vaccines, all these things. So really, natural grooming and looking to use natural products, it really does need to be a piece of the jigsaw puzzle, which I think a lot of people aren't currently doing. What I'm wondering is if they have a favorite groomer that they go to, and perhaps the groomer is, not clued up on this kind of thing, for instance, doesn't mean they don't care, they just don't know. So do you think people could kind of take one of your bottles along and sort of say to their groomer, mind actually, if you use this today, and that might be an idea.
Yeah, so we get a lot of that. I mean, it's really nice actually, because we get quite a lot of our recommendations clients taking our shampoos to groomers, and the groomers saying, oh wow, this is lovely, and then they contact us and say somebody's brought this in but we really liked using it. A big plus for the grooming community is that obviously because the product's natural, and it's got nice ingredients in, it's really good for their hands. So for years groomers have suffered with dermatitis and hand problems, and it was kind of one of those things that goes with the job. Well, actually no, it wasn't. You don't need that at all. You just need to use a nice product that will be nice to your hands and look after your body as well as the pet's skin and coat, you know. So we get a lot of groomers that come to us saying, oh wow, look at my hands, my before and after, I can't believe it. And so it's actually really nice. So it's lovely to get the results from the dogs, but equally, you know, we are as important, and we are the people that are washing the dogs. So
yeah, absolutely. And skin is so incredibly porous. I mean, it chucks out so much stuff, but equally it takes in. I think people don't realize just how porous and how much that's going directly into the bloodstream. Now, I'm wondering, apart from obviously times like the dog's rolled in fox poo, in which case you're just going to want to get rid of that ASAP, like people might wonder, is there kind of like a general how often you should wash your dog? You know, I don't like to use the word rule because dogs are so different, but would you say every month, every couple?
So you don't want to overwash a dog because they have natural oils in their skin that, you know, before we came along, they lived in the wild and they wasn't washed at all, and they'd probably be rolling in all these sort of herbs and things to get what they needed. They're quite clever animals. So, but, you know, in this day and age, they do live in our houses, and we don't want them to smell really bad, and they do go in ponds and they do roll in things and stuff like that. So generally we say, you know, once a month is generally a good amount of time. And then what we do as well is we make pet spritzes. So again, just all herbs and botanicals that you can spray in their coat, brush it through. It's really good for the skin and coat as well. So, you know, especially for dry coats or anything like that. So you can just brush that in without the need to, you know, if they get a bit smelly, without the need to keep washing all their natural oils out. So you can use that in between grooms. And we do a very good shampoo to get rid of fox poo and all those nasty smells as well, with lemongrass and peppermint. Oh, it's gorgeous. It smells divine.
And what about things like flea control, natural flea control? Do you do shampoos or spritzes for that?
Yeah, so we launched last year for Crufts, actually. We launched in our pro range, we launched a natural repellent spray and an anti-flea shampoo. And in our pet range, we launched what's called Flea Off. And yes, so they have just worked tremendously. We went to look for ingredients that were used in countries with a lot worse bug problems than is in the UK, because in those countries they actually use what's around them. You know, they don't go to a chemist and buy a chemical spray. They use what's around them to get rid of all the bugs and all the problems that they have. So we sort of chose ingredients from 4 continents and put them together, and they've been really powerful. I mean, we can't say it will kill fleas. We say use it as a deterrent. But I mean, we've had reams of testimonials come back saying, wow, I used it and all the fleas were dead in 2 minutes, kind of thing. And it's just because of the ingredients that are in it. And we recommend, the shampoo's great. And again, you don't want to overuse the shampoo because you don't want to wash all the natural oils out. So we say, like, once a month, use the shampoo and then use the spray in between, especially if you're going on a walk. So if you know you're going to a woodland area where there's likely to be ticks and things that they're going to pick up, then use the spray before you go as a deterrent so that they don't pick them up. And I mean, I use it. One of our close friends has got Lyme's disease from a tick. So when we go to the woods, I use it on me. I use it on my kids. I use it on all of us, you know, just to ward everything off. So it's quite fun.
Yeah, well, why not? I mean, you know, it's only natural stuff, so you could easily spray it on yourself as well. Yeah, that's cool. So you end up with an anti-insecticide or whatever the word is. I might need that over here, although where we are, that because it's quite quiet North Cyprus compared to the south, we don't tend to have many mosquitoes, far less here. So
that's good.
Don't use anything, to be honest, here. Okay, so the campaigns are finished, are they? People don't need to sort of help you with that or support you with that?
Yes. So I know we did a petition and we got loads of signage, but I just, I suppose the government has quite a lot on its plate, so we're not top of their agenda, but we keep trying. And I think what's more important is just to keep people aware, is what we found out in the end. So if you keep the consumer aware that they need to look for these things and ask for these things, then in the end it will turn around, and hopefully they'll be in the right category. And basically it's just about giving the consumer what they need to know. And that's fair. If we went and bought a product for ourselves, we would feel confident that the product that we were picking up would have the information that we needed on it, and it would be appropriate for use. It's not really a lot to ask for.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And this is what we generally do with most things: pick it up, turn it around, see what's in it. So, if you don't get that option, then, maybe we should be thinking about, are we buying something that's actually natural? So lastly, just in case people are sort of thinking, that their dog's got a skin condition and they've looked at like changing the diet and they've looked at minimizing vaccines and they've kind of done other stuff, what kind of top tips do you have for people that have got, or what do you reply to these 5 emails a day that you're getting?
So we have a shampoo in our pro range called Wild Wash Sensitive. Now, so on our bottles, for instance, I don't know if you can see.
Show us some.
So we list the ingredients here, and we list them as in a human care product would list them. So we don't have to do any of this, obviously, but this is how we chose to. Now, so this is our sensitive. You probably can't see here, but there's nothing with stars on it. So say on another product that has essential oils in it, our sensitive doesn't have any essential oils. So this is our anti-flea shampoo. So I don't know if you can see, but some of the items will have stars by it, and the items that have stars by it are essential oils. Now, essential oils can have allergens, just like you and I could be allergic to a lemon. We could. The difference between our sensitive shampoo and our other shampoos is it doesn't have any essential oils. So there's nothing that we say could be a potential allergen. Therefore, that's what makes our sensitive shampoo sensitive, and the other ones we don't call sensitive. They're all natural, but you don't know if an animal has an allergy. You don't know what it could have an allergy to. Mm-hmm. So that's why we list potential allergens. Are them again, just to make it very, very clear for the consumer to pick up our product and understand it. Mm-hmm. So our Wild Wash Pro Sensitive has been vet approved. It's used on lots of animals with allergies. We've had great before and afters. Again, we always say test patch because you've got to just be really careful, but that's the product that I recommend. So if somebody emails me and says, I've tried this and I've tried this and my dog's got so many allergies and he gets really itchy, we would recommend our Wild Wash Pro Sensitive. Mm-hmm. And again, we would also ask what they're eating, and we work together with lots of food manufacturers that are natural and clear and maybe grain free, because sometimes that can be a problem. So we say, look, you can't just rely on our shampoo. It might not solve the whole entire problem. You've got to look at this and this and this, but definitely the shampoo that you'll be safe to use, kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. Brilliant. Okay, is there any more products sitting on your desk we can just quickly see before you go?
No.
Or something?
No, do you know, I didn't bring it. I've got my conditioning shampoo. This is lovely, actually. It's got manuka, lavender, and aloe vera in, and it's really good for dry, flaky skins.
Okay.
And we get loads of Yeah, it's one of our most popular, along with the sensitive and our deep, which I don't have, which is the one that's really good at getting rid of all the bad smells. Yeah, no, I should have brought some products to show you.
That's okay. I will put a picture up. So we just got to see the doggy dandruff one, really. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for talking to me today and explaining a little bit more for people. And I hope that that resonates with you watching this and your little doggy. I certainly shan't be getting anything that I don't think is natural for Fusa. I mean, I don't bath Fusa that often, to be honest. She's not much of a roller generally, and we don't have so many foxes out here, which of course helps. We do have some, but yeah, generally she's okay. So just tell people that they are lucky enough. Well, what is the offer we're going to do? It's love your dog, we said.
Yeah, so we're going to give you a 10% discount voucher for all of your viewers, and they can use that on any of the products. When they go on the website, we've got paw balms, which is amazing, actually. The paw balm's gorgeous. It's also good for hot spots, cuts, grazes. As I say, we do shampoos for every coat. We do the flea range. We even do a cat shampoo with catnip, which is actually great fun. So they can go on.
Sorry, I was just going to say it'd probably be less fun getting the cat in the bath.
Well, this was the reason behind the catnip, because I mean, I would never. I have cats that I don't have to wash, so I mean, my cats. We brush them. We actually do use the flea stuff on them, but we do not wash them. But some show cats, long-haired cats, they do need to be bathed, and it's not a pleasurable process at all. So we made a cat shampoo with catnip in, and it's really funny because you take the lid off, and obviously they love catnip, and they start getting all amorous, and they think they're in for a really good time, and it does actually make the whole bathing experience much better.
That's cool. Basically drugging them up. Is the way forward for bathing a cat? After all this time, somebody's got the answer. Okay.
So I'm going to give you a discount voucher, and then all your viewers can go on and take advantage of it on the website. And I really hope they enjoy the products and enjoy.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to ask them for feedback. Okay, so let me just have a look at this. See, this is my first time for using Zoom, actually, everybody, so we can all be proud of me. Got my special pink orchid that helps me do new things. So thank you for talking to us, and I'm just going to unrecord. Thank you for watching as well, those of you that have watched this.